Good evening, and that's how we start this week's Dinamo TV podcast with a big congratulations to our namesake in Croatia, Dinamo Zagreb, on taking out the double, the League Cup double earlier today. They defeated Rijeka in the second leg of the Croatian Cup to secure the Rabuzinovo Srce, as they say, Sunce, as they say, the Croatian Cup. My name's Tonči Prusac, and it's an absolute pleasure to be with you here this week for Dinamo TV. We've got a huge show lined up. It is our 19th episode, and apart from the usual, we'll be talking to the coaches post-match with regards to, we had some wins for the seniors in the Cup. We also had wins for the women's, senior men's and senior women's respectively. We'll be hearing from their respective coaches, Cameron Watson and Tom Pondeljak. We'll also speak to the Players of the Week recipients and who could they possibly be. And we've also got special guests in Ivan MIOC and Tom Pondeljak. They are coaches from the Dinamo Football Academy, and they will be, this week, they will be launching the Dinamo Football Academy girls-only program, a very, very special program indeed. That's very new to the Dinamo Football Academy repertoire, and we'll find out all about that. Plus all the news and views and everything that's going on at Churchill Reserve, and boy, is there a lot going on at the moment. We welcome viewers through the Oz Crows Soccer Show platform as well. Hopefully you enjoy tonight's show, and do drop us a little note in the chat section. Let us know where you're tuning in from into tonight's podcast. Okay, folks, we're going to start off with our news desk straight after this word from our major sponsor, the I&D Group. Don't go away. It is Dinamo TV.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials, along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria, and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Oh, that was a little bit jerky there, the news intro. Welcome to the news desk, folks. And we have, as we said, quite a lot to get through tonight. So let's get started with that. Let's start off with the senior men's results over the last week or so. That's right. First of all, we had the league action happening last weekend. And well, to score 3 goals in a losing side is no mean feat, and the senior men are getting better and better. They're starting to slowly start playing the way new coach Cameron Watson wants them to play, and unfortunately went down 3-5 last Saturday. Scott Backhorse scoring 2 goals, and Brian Summerskill 1 from the penalty spot. But on Tuesday night, it was the Australia Cup action, and we came up against Green Gully and defeated Green Gully 1-0 to get through to the next phase of the Knockout Cup. We've got one game away from being back on the national stage, and let's take some extended highlights from Tuesday night's game, Tuesday night's triumph at Churchill Reserve.
St Albans Saints, who take on Green Gully. These two neighbours are set to collide yet again, twice in nearly the space of 2 weeks, with the Saints hosting Green Gully. Last time out against these two marker Tavia on the edge of the area. Gorgic getting in the way momentarily. Tavia wants to let fly, which had Marco Bulic for a split second there. Rather concerned. He was hit with some force despite the shot being low. Keeper was outstretched, but the posts. The ball missing the post, rather. Going wide of the keeper's goals. As Lofting to try win the header, and had done so. Where the home side, only to not find Carter Ramsey in a further attacking position. And there's an early chance, and there's a goal. The Saints take the lead. You can hear the roar from the home bench against the run of play. Quite the start, which the home side were after. Put his head down, got to work for a moment. Iradyakunda lost out, but gets it back. Takes a tumble. You can sense a bit of animosity building between Iradyakunda and COLINA in the heart of midfield. It's where the contest needs to be won for either side to really get things moving. Has been battled in, not dealt with yet. Bobbling in the box. Bakor runs out of real estate. Although the protests are going to go unheard, claiming that might have been his ball. Cameron Watson coming right out of his technical area to get the call across to his players to find the defensive structure. As Bakor, a bit wasteful. Keeper hadn't come off his line to claim. Morfitt chips back towards Markovic. Bit of a task, confronted by some pressure. Geddes. Bit of frustration on display from Gully. It's a bit of a wrestle between Spiteri and Bakor, who's awarded the yellow card for his wrestling match there with the substitute. Searching ball forward. Kadakpo tries to keep it alive. He's going to wheel and get there. From Cameron Watson and his company. Although MPL season not exactly being the brightest it has been in recent campaigns, they're not too far away now. You can hear the home fans gesturing for the final whistle. Chani Sitsis wouldn't be too far away from blowing. Effort dispatched by Monek. As the whistle sounds, Cameron Watson's side get the job done in the round 6 of the Doherty Cup. It's all going to boil over towards the end. Didn't exactly have the makings of it throughout the match. As all players come across, keepers flying. Marzis and his referee contingency have to get this one all calmed.
Here I am with senior coach Cameron Watson. Cam, really happy night tonight at the club, knocking off local rivals Green Gully 1-0 in the cup.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. Obviously, it comes at a good time. I think it's just been kind of a long time between drinks for the boys. So it was obviously great for not just obviously the playing group at the club as well to get a win on the board and trying to start building some momentum for the games to come. But yeah, overall really happy. First half, obviously, I think we were quite good in possession, and then I thought we obviously got a bit tired in the second half and had to defend. But you know, all the boys did a very good job.
And it comes on the back of a really good performance on the weekend, even though the result didn't quite go our way against Port Melbourne.
Yeah, look, I think you give anyone 3-goal head start, it's going to be difficult. I don't think if I'm not sure any team would usually come from behind to win that. But look, the boys got back into it, and then we let them kind of off the hook again just before half time. Put ourselves close, you know, at 4-3, and I think we were in it. We had obviously a few chances to get the draw, and then got obviously a little sucker punch at the end, just giving everyone forward. But you know, I think the second half performance was really good, and we had a bad 15-20 minutes that ultimately cost us the game. But overall, yeah, happy, and a lot of work to do as well.
Yep, and so obviously on to another big clash on the weekend. You don't get a much bigger test than Avondale away.
Yeah, no, look, they've been at the top for I think 4 or 5 years now for good reasons. Obviously well coached and a very good squad, a lot of good depth. So they're at the top there for a reason. But it's just another challenge for us. They provide different challenges to what the last couple of games have had. But I think the boys will be up for it. But I think it's I know they won't get carried away, but keeping them grounded and making sure we're doing the right things between now and Saturday to be prepared for that game.
Yep, hopefully we bring home the bacon.
Hopefully.
Pardon me, and that was Cameron Watson talking to our very own Ian Burke from DinamoTV after Tuesday night's game. And speaking of Ian Burke, he's also the assistant under-23s coach, and the under-23s last week unfortunately lost 0-2 to Port Melbourne. And if we actually have a look at the ladders now of both the senior men's and the under-23s, unfortunately for Dinamo, we're in the second last position in both those cases. So hopefully things are going to start to improve for both the under-23s and the senior men's. This weekend coming, as we heard just then, big test against Avondale. A really, really tough test. Avondale obviously doing very, very well. If we have a look at those two ladders again, Avondale there in second spot with the senior men's, and they're currently 10th position in the under-23s. Either way, it's going to be a tough, tough task at Avenger Park this Saturday. The under-23s kicking off at 12:30 p.m, followed by the senior men's kicking off at 3 p.m. Okay, it's time to turn our attention now to the women's, the senior women's, and here's some highlights and a post-match comment with Tom Pondeljak following their game against the Maribyrnong Swifts last weekend.
Kapuca.
Delia.
Aha. Bravo.
Well done. Come on. Come on. Well done. Walking through, girls. Come on. Quick move with it for that first half.
Yeah. Keep going, hey. Thanks, man.
Just the performance of along the paper. No.
Yeah.
Knock, knock! Who's there? Owen! Owen who? Owen the Saints! Go marching in! Owen the Saints go marching in! Oh, how I love to be in St Albans! Owen the Saints go marching in! Owen the Saints! Owen the Saints! Go marching in! Go marching in! Owen the Saints go marching in! Oh, how I love to be in St Albans! Owen the Saints go marching in!
Tommy, what do you think of today's game?
Yeah, look, it was quite difficult, to be honest. We knew Maribyrnong were going to be a really tough side to play against today, and they proved that. They were a good unit, but our girls showed a lot of character today. We once again probably weren't at our best, but the heart and commitment they show week to week, obviously, just they end up getting the reward, and that was today. Today was a grind, very tough, but the girls really worked their hearts out today, and just so happy for them. We can obviously get the 3 points today.
Very good. Thank you, Tommy.
And that was Tom Pondeljak, the coach of the senior women's team. We'll be hearing from Tom and Ivan MIOC very, very shortly. Both of them are coaches with the Dinamo Football Academy, and we'll be crossing live to Churchill Reserve very, very shortly and getting all the latest information with regards to that program, the Special Girls Only program, which was launched just this week. And that's certainly going to be something, and we'll even pop the slide up. And now, there we go. There's a special introductory offer at the moment, but we'll find out all about that very, very shortly, and then we'll obviously also pop the job form up, and you'll be able to submit your expression of interest. Let's turn our attention to the Junior Boys MPL over the weekend. Last weekend, we had 3 wins and a draw. Not a bad effort by the boys. The under-14s defeated the Eltham Redbacks 1-0. The 15s defeated Whittlesea Rangers 3-1. The under-16s defeated Eltham Redbacks 2-1 away. And then finally, it was the under-18s. They drew with Brunswick Juventus 2-2. This weekend coming, we've got round 4. And we've got a Dinamo at home to Murray United. That's in the under-14s. And obviously, with Murray United travelling from the border, that game kicks off that little bit later than normal. The under-15s travel to City Vista Pavilion to take on our old rivals, Caroline Springs George Cross. That game kicking off slightly earlier than that. Then the 14s, it's at 11:15. The under-16s, they travel to Club Italia Sporting Club in Brimbank to take on the Brimbank Stallions. That's at 1:15. And the under-18s, they're at home to Pascoe Vale, and that game kicks off at 1 p.m. We quickly have a look at the ladders. First of all, for the 14s and the 15s. The 14s doing really well. They're in third position at the moment. The under 15s are in fifth position. Remember, all four teams are competing in the Division 3 Northwest. The under 16s, they're in seventh position at the moment, and the under 18s currently are in second spot. So well done to the under 18s, doing very, very well at the moment. Social functions coming up at the club. Yes, the Pork Fest. It's on tomorrow, in fact, from 6 p.m. I'm not too sure if there are any tickets left, but certainly ring Anna there on 0401 505 100 to find out more information about that. When we return, folks, we're going to have a trip down memory lane, and we're going to revisit the From the Vault segment. And in keeping with the Australia Cup theme, we're going to have a look at some footage when Dinamo was last on the national stage, and that's going all the way back to September in 2014. That's after this short commercial break from the Vault. Welcome back to Dinamo TV, and it's time now for our first guest. We've got a duo, a double act, and it's my pleasure to welcome Ivan MIOC and Tom Pondeljak to the show tonight. Gentlemen, how are we?
Hey, thank you. We're well. How are you?
Oh, very good, mate. Very good. Ivan, first of all, we've heard enough from Tom tonight. Let's have a chat to you. How are you, mate? How's things? You're very, very involved these days with a lot of things at the club.
Oh, look, probably not as much as some others, but trying to help out where we can. Helping out with the 15s with Mark Torpic and Thomas Mikic, and then obviously involved somewhat with the planning of the tourney that's coming up as well, which we're promoting the volunteer banner behind us. But and now we're kicking off the Dinamo Football Academy for girls only this weekend. So involved somewhat.
Yeah, let's talk about that, guys. Tom, obviously you're involved with the senior women's team as well, but let's talk about the Dinamo Football Academy. It's a first for the Dinamo Football Academy and for our club, a girls-only program. And there's the all the details there as far as, and there's a special introductory offer. But tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes, pretty much. What's its purpose, and what are you hoping to achieve out of the program?
Yeah, look, there was obviously a few of us had a bit of a chat about it over the last couple of weeks, and actually, Ivan mentioned, he goes, maybe it might not be a bad idea to get a girls program going here. We've done it for the boys, and we're all in agreement. We said definitely that's something that's missing, and I mean, as you know, the women's game has gone through the roof.
And
our participation with our females here at the club has increased. I think it's about 60% on from last year. So look, there's an opportunity there to give something back to our young female footballers, and I think it's an important program. Just give them something a little bit different to their day-to-day training schedules, and just we've got obviously a couple of different coaches in there with some different ideas. So, I mean, we're obviously trying to offer the best coaching for the girls. So we'll definitely be doing that, and we're just really hoping that most of the girls, if not all the girls, can obviously come down on Saturday.
Yeah, Ivan, what's been the interest level so far? Are there still vacancies? And how many girls are we hoping to get? Is there a certain capacity that we can kind of we can cater for?
Oh, look, we didn't really have a number, Tonch, but we thought if we could get to 50% of our current participation coming back on a Saturday, we thought it'd be a really positive outcome, in the sense that we're providing additional training for this extra 50% of the girls. But we've definitely exceeded that, which is excellent. It's only been a couple of days since we've launched, and I think Stepan Gar was telling me that we've seen some more inquiries come through over the last couple of hours as well. So well in excess of 50% of participation of our girls so far, which is really a great outcome.
Yeah, the link is in the chat section, folks. So if anyone's listening now and are thinking, well, we wouldn't mind jumping on board and registering, there is the link's right there, so you can find all that information or all there. But we'll pop the up there. So it's $120. There's a special introductory offer that includes Dinamo Football Academy kit and 6 training sessions as well, and they'll all run for about 1.25 hours. Program includes qualified coaches, senior women and players and coaches will be there. It'll be a fun and safe environment, Saturday morning sessions. And, this is what I wanted to talk about, the focus on individual technical skills and agility as well. So we're obviously talking about something, stuff there that's kind of not so much the game kind of situation. It's more about improving each girl's individual skill levels, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. It's something that Tommy alluded to earlier. There's a few of us that will be on board and helping and coaching, including myself and Tommy, and we've all got kind of slightly different ideas, but how do we kind of embed that all across that program so that all the girls get to experience each of those different aspects. And some of the things we're thinking about is, how do we start to help the girls understand the touches, give them more opportunities on the ball, and so each girl on 400 or 500 touches at every training session. I think that's a big tick. Things around balance and agility, and introducing new concepts throughout this first 6-week program, and then on to the next term would be ideal. But most focus will be on skills acquisition, touches, receiving the ball, passing the ball, opening of the body, all across the body. Just kind of that introductory, which is really important foundational skills for these the girls to be able to acquire throughout this process. And it's really complementary of the program that they're already receiving at the club through their training sessions throughout the week.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, we've said this a few times. You've played at the highest level in this country, and you know the what it takes to get to the very, very top. But for kids that are developing, that are just starting out, or they are looking to get to that next level, how important is that extra training session each week, especially one that really, really focuses on their technical levels and skill abilities?
Yeah, look, Tonch, I think it plays a really big part. I just go back to when we were kids. Every day we had the ball. We were doing something. And obviously society's changed. The kids are a lot more on their iPads and phones, and don't get out as much. And they obviously, basically their trainings are coming in twice a week or whatever. But yeah, look, we obviously want to add to that. Try and offer something a little bit more, a little bit extra for the girls. And like MIOC said, the more we can expose the girls to this sort of individual technical skills and stuff, the better they're going to be. And just offer them, obviously, a pathway leading into, obviously, our senior women here at the club, and hopefully beyond for some of these girls. That's the bigger picture. But like Ivan said, we start off at the foundations, we work on those, and hopefully we can move forward and produce some quality talent in the years to come.
Yeah, and Tom, staying with you, we've had a brilliant start to the senior women's campaign this year, sitting second now behind Westgate, but it's been undefeated. And what you're seeing, we've been speaking a fair bit about this. What you're starting to see is a lot of the homegrown girls coming up through the junior ranks and now making it into the senior football. So there's a real pathway now at our club for boys and girls, and this, I guess, even accelerates that process for some of those ones that are more talented, but also for those ones that maybe are lacking a little bit. This is a great opportunity for them to really maybe get ahead of some of their opponents or even teammates.
Yeah, most definitely, Taunch. Like I said, any time you're spending some time with the ball, you're always improving. You're always getting a little bit more than the next player. So any individual that does those little few extras on their own for themselves, no one really sees that, but somewhere down the line, it's going to come to fruition, and 2-3 years down the track, whatever it is, you might be that much a little bit further ahead than some of the other players that are around you. So I always encourage any of the kids, the boys and the girls, whenever you got some spare time, I always said the ball's your best friend, and your next best friend is a brick wall. So It doesn't get any simpler, but it's just a fundamental basic that I think all kids should be trying to do.
Yeah. Even Tom touched on what it was like for him growing up, and how times have changed. And these days things seem to be a lot more structured. And I guess 5 years ago, even around the west of Melbourne, there weren't nowhere near as many private academies or even club affiliated academies. And is that something with the Dinamo Football Academy we're looking at trying to maybe emulate some of the better academies around, and provide our kids first and foremostly with top level coaching, top level tutoring, etc.
Yeah, I think that's spot on, Tonch. I think the challenge, and you're right, there's so much around, there's so many options around. But actually, when we look back, and Tom and I and a couple others were talking, we've got so much great opportunity just around the club, with the likes of Tom and others who have played at a really high level and have got great a lot more to give back to these girls. I mean, how do we kind of maximize that opportunity? And that's what's kind of brought this about. We've got a great level of participation already. We've got so much enthusiasm already coming from these girls. How do we provide that academy type training where we give these girls the same opportunity, but actually they're doing it here, they're doing it with their friends, they're doing it in a safe environment. They probably don't feel the pressure where perhaps there is additional pressure in other academies. And by the way, it's also a lot more affordable, really cost price, and they get a great outcome. They've got great coaches, friends around them, as I said, and they get to learn the fundamentals as Tom alluded to.
Yeah, well, we've got the all the information on screen again. At $120, I mean that translates to less than $20 if you take into account that they get an academy kit as well, part of that. So that is such an incredible price. And I guess if we're going to compare it to some of the private academies who charge several $100s, this is a bargain-based price, and they're getting extra training. A little bit more probably concentrated than what they normally would with their teams, etc. as well. And is there plans to kind of extend this once this 6-week period finishes? Is there plans to extend it into term 2, 3?
Yeah, absolutely, Tonch. I think the idea is that we'll go into next term, and we'll bring up the details after this term, and we'll have obviously a couple-week break for school holidays, and then we'll recommence. But absolutely, the intention is that we want to build on this. We want to keep the girls coming back, giving them opportunities to continue to learn, and give them the opportunity to form friendships, or continue to form the friendships that they started with us. So absolutely, we will roll that out into next term.
That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Let's hope that instead of 50%, we get at least a 60% of the total girls signing up for this. This will be absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate both your time. Ivan, Tommy, thanks very much for coming on Dinamo TV this week.
Excellent. Thanks, Tonch.
Thanks, Tonch.
Good on you guys. Ivan MIOC and Tom Pondeljak from the Dinamo Football Academy. And as we can hear from the two gentlemen in question, certainly looks like the numbers are going to be extraordinary as far as the intake of our inaugural girls-only program with the Dinamo Football Academy. So also on Saturday morning, all roads lead to Churchill Reserve. Folks, we're going to take a very, very short break. When we return, we'll be speaking with the Senior Women's Player of the Week winner. Who could that be? A lot of the girls are in very, very good form at the moment. So don't go away, folks. We'll be right back straight after this short commercial break.
Westar Prestige is a family-owned second-generation business which is celebrating 50 years of operations this year. They're a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. However, they service all regions in the state, with many of their clients travelling from far and wide to use their services. They're also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend their premises. They're an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facilities for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of their ongoing affiliation with these brands. They also work closely with a number of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust them to be part of their preferred repairer network. Their support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing Australian-owned business.
Welcome back to Dinamo TV, and it's time now to reveal who this week's Senior Women's Player of the Week award recipient is, and let's see who it is. It is... Good evening, it's Sienna Delia. How are you, Sienna?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very, very good. Congratulations on the win, winning the award. But more importantly, congratulations on the win last week and doing really, really well. So if we put that up on the screen there, 2-1 win. You both scored both those goals. Now, Maribyrnong, they were bottom of the ladder. So we talked about this last week. let's hope that there wasn't complacency, and it was a tough game in the end. How did you find it?
I feel like as a team we played really well. They were quite a tough team to play against even last year. We always had a bit of trouble with them. But I think as a team we worked together and played really well.
Yeah. Now, your own performance, obviously scoring 2 goals and a match-winning performance there, and hence you've been awarded the Player of the Week. How have you been happy or satisfied or otherwise with your own performance this year?
I think for this year I've been doing pretty well. I wouldn't say that game on Sunday was my best game.
Yep.
Definitely room for improvement there, but yeah, I'm happy with the 2 goals.
Well, you're happy with the 2 goals. You won the award, and you're still not fully happy with it. That's the great attitude we want. We want to be perfectionists here. That's at Dinamo, and that is a great attitude to have. But we just had your coach on the show just a few moments ago. What's it like having a former A-League star, former NSL star coaching you? Does Tom provide you with not just the coaching, but does he sort of provide you the inspiration as well to sort of, aim as high as you possibly can?
100%. He's got so much knowledge, and all of our training sessions are so put together, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a great coach.
Yeah. Now, we've got a break this week. It's a bye. But having said that, if we pop the ladder back up on there, who have you got in a couple of weeks' time? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, we've got Alterna City. I think they're 3rd on the ladder.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty tough match, that one. Are you having the weekend off, or have you got a practice game or anything lined up, extra training session?
No, so we just had a bye this week, so we've had a pretty relaxing week. We had only one training, which was tonight, but yeah, we just had giving the girls a rest.
Excellent, yeah. And who has really impressed you from your teammates? Who's really, really impressed you so far this year? Who do you think has been sort of really kind of led by example?
I would say obviously one of our coaches, Yana. She's been playing really well lately, as well as Leah, one of the new goalkeepers. She's also doing really, really well.
Yeah, we had Leah Cianidis on the show not that long ago. We've had Yana, I think, a couple of times already this year. So it's great to see the award being mixed around as well. Sienna, thank you so much for joining us on the show this week. Really, really appreciate it. Look forward to watching the girls do very, very well this year, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Good on you. Sienna Delia scored 2 goals last week, and we'll pop that little graphic up as well, scoring 2 goals away to Maribyrnong Swifts. We did see the little bit of footage there, so it was a pretty tough game, but in the end it was a good result, and that's exactly what we wanted to see happening. Well done to all the girls, and a fantastic performance there in the end. Before we go on and find out before we visit our final guest tonight and see who the Senior Men's Player of the Week award was, let's look at the under-13. We've got a couple more notices to get through. The under-13 boys, so the pre-NPL program, they are seeking a goalkeeper. So if anyone is interested in that goalkeeper position, or knows someone who is in the under-13 age group, so that's anyone born in the 2012, 2011, 2013 even age, they can submit their interest. There's a job form there. It's also on our Facebook page as well. We've also got more news, and the Zaprešić boys, we had Ivan from the Zaprešić boys, who joined us a few weeks ago right on this show. Tomorrow at 12 noon Croatian time, 8 p.m. our time, they will be premiering their new fan song ahead of next month's Euro Championships. So that'll be happening very, very shortly as well. So the Euro Championships, yep, it's all happening. That is coming up next month. So if you wanted to find out some more information about that, well, it's all over the internet at the moment. Folks, we're going to take a very, very short break. When we return, it's time for our final guest tonight, and it is the Senior Men's Player of the Week recipient. Well, let's find out who that is. And it is my pleasure to announce that this week, or last week's winner of the Player of the Week award, and remember, that is the league. So we're just doing Player of the Week for the league, and that was the game against Port Melbourne. And that is Joseph Cholina. Joseph, welcome to the Dinamo TV for the first time. How are you?
Not bad, yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Now, it's been a very, very busy 7 day, or 4 or 5 days, actually, for you. But let's start off with the game last week against Port Melbourne. High-scoring game. You had them. We had them by, by inches, and then they pulled away sort of at the end. But 5-3, not the result we would have liked to, unless we were the team that scored 5 goals. But look, to score 3 goals in a losing side against a team like Port Melbourne, not a bad effort, all things considering.
Yeah, well, as players from a spectator point of view as well, yeah, you can tell that the coaches have brought in a new style of play for us, and they explained to us to make it work if you're going to make mistakes. And well, we gave away 3 of them. Well, we basically gave Port Melbourne a 3-0 head start.
Yep.
But look, the boys like stuck through it. Everyone was in it together, and you know what? At the end of the day, we almost won that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if once we're used to how the coaches want us to play and all that, then yeah, I think it's just going to get better from here.
Well, getting better is certainly something that we've seen over the last 2 or 3 weeks, that the team slowly started to get better. And it all culminated on Tuesday night with the win against Green Gully. Gosh, wasn't that sweet payback after what they did to us a few weeks ago in the league. But the atmosphere in the rooms afterwards must have been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, the boys are buzzing, yeah, especially we haven't had a win for a while now, so everyone's up and about, and yeah, looking forward to this week. It'll be a good test for us, see where we're at, and yeah.
Yeah, speaking of this week, up against Avondale FC at Avenger Park. We know it's always a tough game to go there. But as you said, that you're looking forward to it. There's nothing to lose, really, and a lot to gain, I suppose. And, I mean, they're expected to win. They're the hot favourites. But if ever there was a chance of a boil-over, it could be this week.
Yeah, exactly right. Avenger Park, versus with one of the top teams, is not somewhere anyone likes to go, yeah. So, look, everyone's pretty keen for the test to see where we're really at. And, the boys are up for it. We're buzzing, had a good session tonight. And, going into this game, pretty confident.
Yeah, and what about yourself, mate? I mean, congratulations on taking the winning the Player of the Week award for last week. How have you sort of seen your own performance so far this year? You had a couple of niggling injuries as well. Are you over that?
Yeah, I had a bit of a groin strain. I was out for a couple of weeks there, and then came back from that, and I came on the last 20 minutes against South Melbourne and split my head open. So, yeah, it wasn't too good of a start, but look, with the coaches as well, for myself personally, it's good. They're 2 very experienced players, and they've played similar positions that I play.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of knowledge around what to do, where to go, and how to go about things. Yeah, so learning a lot through these boys. So it's good.
And you did mention that Billy and Cameron have sort of played in that similar position to you. As a result, have they sort of pulled you aside and given you kind of one-on-one pointers of how they want you to play?
Yeah, exactly right. They play different style, and midfield is very key for them. Yeah, so you've got to play a specific way. You've got to be very confident on the ball, especially we've got a pretty young team. Yeah, so myself and Max were both pretty young, and confidence is a lot playing with the senior men, getting on the ball and being confident on the ball, and having them behind us, it's really helped us a lot.
Just how old are you?
20.
20, yes, you are very, very young. Now, you're one of the players that have come up through the ranks, through the junior ranks, and have made it to the seniors. It must be an absolute thrill to know that you've gone all the way from the juniors, the Marley Plavi, I suppose, all of that way up, and you've got into the seniors. What would be your word of advice to the hundreds of Dinamo juniors that are tuning into the show tonight?
Stick to it. All those late nights, cold nights where you can't be bothered, stick to it, and eventually it'll pay off. Put in the hard work, head down, and keep working. I watched my little cousin, godson, play Marley Plavi tonight. And remember moments of when I was back at that age and playing, and my dad was the coach and all that. And I do miss it. And yeah, I'll just look back now and just think how it's all come about.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's great to see some of those the genuine homegrown success stories, and you're certainly one of them. Joseph, we wish you all the very, very best for this Saturday coming up against Avondale. A tough task indeed, but as we said, there's certainly nothing to lose, and also for the rest of the season as well.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Good on you, and once again, congratulations. Joseph Chorlina there on Dinamo TV. He was the recipient of the Senior Men's Player of the Week award for last week. Folks, that brings us to the very, very end of Dinamo TV. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show. Really appreciate your company. We look forward to having your company again next Thursday night at 8 p.m. And hopefully we're going to have some more good news and more positive stories to tell you for next week's episode. Until then, my name is Tonchi Prusats on behalf of the entire media team, and there is a big media team, I tell you what. Good night and see you next week. Bye-bye.